I just want you all to take a look at this beautiful, beautiful 14-pound pork belly. For today's smoke, I'm going to split this in half. Probably I'm going to use this half over here. Then I'm going to dice it up, cube it up, rub it, smoke it, glaze it, and eat the beautiful deliciousness of this belly of this pig that was sacrificed for us to eat its beautiful meat. More to come. All right, we're just gonna split this bad boy down the middle. As you can see, it's a skinless. Look at this beautiful layer of fat on this backside of this pork. All this is gonna do is render down and make this a beautiful melt in your mouth piece of meat. Some people don't know that the pork belly is actually where bacon comes from. You can kind of see that. Let me fully split it here. Now you get a cross-sectional view. See that? That's actually where the bacon comes from. It comes from the belly of the pig. This section here, we're gonna cube up and smoke this today. Part of another video I'm gonna do, this piece of meat will be squared up so it can fit in a nice tight Ziploc bag, and it'll cure for about a week in the fridge. That'll be shown at a later date, but it all gonna be coming from the same piece of meat that was harvested for us. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna trim off some of this excess here. The goal is we're gonna cube this up. This piece, not much meat here, this is all fat, so this is gonna go, this is waste. That's all waste. Everything else here, you see that's beautiful meat. Trim this up a little bit here. Get this out of the way. We're just gonna throw that in the pan and see what happens. Now we have this nice square. The goal is we're gonna cube this up. We're gonna do about 1.5 inch strips, uniform, all the way down. I recommend having a good knife. It is no bone in here, but fat is pretty thick to get through. So we're gonna have pieces like this, strips. We're just gonna set it aside. In a few minutes, we'll show you what it all looks like up, cubed up, all right? We have our strips, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. I didn't use a protractor. But now we're gonna make this, we're gonna cut them into cubes just as wide about as the strips. And we're gonna do this the whole way through, and then we're gonna rub them down and let them sit, let that seasoning get in there, get into the meat. So when it cooks, it forms somewhat of a nice little bark and gets flavor all the way through. Now that we have that piece of meat all cubed up, pretty much even sizes, the best I can without a ruler. I just want you to take a look at this. What does that remind you of? That side, that way that marbling is. That's bacon right there. This is gonna render down to some of the most delicious hog candy you have ever had. I cannot wait to try this. I cannot wait to share this with my friends and family tonight. Hopefully it turns out well. I've never done it before, but like everything, trial and error. So hopefully I get my mixes right and it'll come out beautiful. All right, I'll show you the process. Keep going on. It's gonna be an all-day affair here. A bowl of spices and a little bit of rub here. All kinds of different spices I use. Anything that I put usually on my pork butt or ribs. Now, my goal is to try to coat all 4, or a cube has 9 sides, so all 9 sides of all this meat here, nice and evenly. So I figured the best way to do it, we'll put it in a bowl, and then toss her around, and then you're gonna let it sit for a few minutes all together, let those spices get in there before we get the smoker, well, before we get them in the smoker. So continue to add all these spices in here, mix everything, get a good coating, all 9 sides of each little piece. Mixing it all around. Trying to make sure we get some of that flavor, so every bite, it has that in there. That's what we want. Consistency. I'm not gonna lie, there's a little bit of heat in here, and there's gonna be a little bit of heat in the glaze, just to cut down on some of the sweetness. But that'll be our little secret. Got them it out here on the tray because I'm going to let them sit 15, 20 minutes while I get the smoker up to heat. But as you can see, all 9 sides of this cube are now covered in that delicious seasoning. So no matter where you take a bite from, you're going to get that rub on there. We're going to let these cook 2 hours till they're probe tender, and then we'll start doing the magic. All right, we just put the meat on. We got the smoker right around 240, 250. So we'll let this sit. As you can see, I have these on these metal trays here sitting above the grates. It's just an easier way to be able to lift them up all at once so you're not using hours to use tongs here. So in about an hour and a half or so, I'll just switch it around so that heat gets evenly distributed. These are going to be delicious. This I've been on here for now 90 minutes, getting that smoke steady temperature of 250. Let's take a quick peek. You can see we're already starting to form that little bit of bark. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch them around just to even out the heat a little bit, and then spritz them with some apple juice just to keep a little bit of moisture up. There's plenty of fat in there, so it should be good. But now we're going to spritz them with some apple juice another 45 minutes, and then we're going to braise them in some beautiful juices. Meat with Big Chuck here. Just completed 5 hours of smoking pork belly. Let it cook. Wrapped it in some sauce. Now just glazed it all up. Look at all them bad boys right there. That looks delicious, doesn't it? I can't wait to see how good it tastes. We'll see. We'll find out how it looks and tastes. Bye for now. Well, a couple things. Pork belly burnt ends may be the best piece of meat that I have ever made. And I would like to apologize in advance, or I guess not advance, because the final product that you got to see was an empty tray. Before I even had the chance to take a picture of any of the beautiful cubes of pork candy, they were gone. About 8 pounds. So I guess that means I'll just have to do it again and show you guys the finished product. But I recommend giving it a shot. They were by far the best piece of meat that I have smoked. And every bite tasted like the best part of a rib without all the bone and the gristle and all that other stuff. And it just melted into your mouth. It was fantastic. Until next time.